Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Science and Sorcery. My name is Sam, and I am going to be your host for the evening because our usual host and Dungeon Master Dagmar is unwell. So, Dagmar, if you're watching, we hope you get better soon, and also we're sorry for what's about to happen. We are not delving into the world of Witness to Ruin. We're not heading with four unusual teenagers in the world of Solore. Instead, we're going to be playing a one-shot called Big Dave's Dino Caves, which is based on one of the one-shots from this lovely book here, One Shot Wonders from Roll and Play Press, which we're not like advertising in any way. We don't have a relationship with them, but it's just a very good book, and we thought we'd use it this evening. So that is what we will be doing this evening, playing through Big Dave's Dino Caves, and I am joined by a wonderful group of players. We have Kildale Thurlaway, we have Rachel Williams, and we have Alex Holt. How are you all doing, guys? You well?
Enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On the spectrum.
we got we got the details. I say details. We got the title for this one shot, quite short notice, and what kind of characters we meant to make. So all three of us have made characters. We haven't really discussed them. We don't really know what world they're going into, apart from that it's Big Dave's Dino Caves. So I'm rocking my little T-Rex skeleton necklace. Apart from that, going in happily blind.
Rachel, how about you? We said like Alex is like basically here from what you said there, Alex. But what about you, Rachel? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm well enough. I think on the spectrum, from well to unwell, I'm definitely somewhere in there. I'm just excited to get going. Um, this is actually going to be my first time playing a man in Dungeons and Dragons, so I
Oh.
am hyped.
Okay, well, before we get going, we do have a couple of announcements to make. On the 23rd of February, we will be back with our usual monthly one shot, which is a Friday evening from 7 p.m. GMT. We are going to be diving into the world of Rogue Octopus Escapes, where we will have four octopus characters that are going to be trying to escape from somewhere, which currently we have not decided where, and we're going to be deciding very soon with that group of players. We'll be announcing who they are very, very shortly, and we'll be joined by our guest GM for the evening, Nick Monroe Turner, who is the author of that game. So that is the announcement from me. I've also got one to plug about our Tiltify, but first of all, I'm going to hand over to Alex to take us through something a little bit different.
In these grim times, Ragnarok, twilight of the gods, surely approaches. Soon the fire giant Surtur will set the 9 worlds ablaze with his flaming sword. The Fenris wolf will break his bonds, and Jormungandr, the world serpent, will rampage across all of reality. And leading them all, Loki will burst forth from his prison and sail to war on a ship of dead men's fingernails. And I ask you, do you want your fingernails to be made into an apocalypse boat? No, because only those chosen by the Valkyrie will go to Valhalla and thus avoid this manicure disaster. So, to be sure the Valkyries know you're cool, order some Valkyrie dice today using code SCIENCESORCERY for a 30% discount on all items in their store. Not only can you get beautiful dice or other accessories, but you will also help delay Ragnarok itself. Truly, a deed the skalds will sing of for all time.
Well, that's quite the responsibility that we put on the people watching.
Yeah.
Is like
Yeah.
stop Ragnarok.
Stop Ragnarok by using our promo code. That's
Right.
That's the only way to do it.
Right. Is that how they averted it before when it's previously tried to happen? Because it's a cycle, right?
Yeah.
It just keeps happening.
Yeah, they had a promo code earlier. It was a different one, but now
Right.
it's us. So
Okay.
it's our viewers' responsibility to buy
Okay.
dice.
Okay. Well, if you are watching, whether you're watching live or watching back, if you're watching back, then we've averted it, I
Yeah.
guess, and we're not having Ragnarok.
Yeah. So good job on buying those Valkyrie dice.
Unless Ragnarok is just having to watch our streams
I
on
mean,
endless repeat.
I mean, that's kind of what happens to Hogan's cats. I think they just watch our stuff on repeat. Maybe they're going through Ragnarok right now.
Or are we in Valhalla?
Oh, maybe.
Just,
I mean,
every week rising again to stream D&D.
I mean, I have Valkyrie dice, so I've done my part.
Thank you, Alex, for that wonderful introduction to Valkyrie RPG and how people can go and get themselves a lovely discount. I will pop a link in the chat during the break for our Tiltify. We are still continuing to raise money for the Palestine Children's Relief Fund, which now more than ever we would really hope that people can donate whatever they can towards that fund. And there are still some fantastic incentives there. You could get some art from Alex. You could play D&D with me. We also have some collage art that's going to be going in there soon from another wonderful creator. So yeah, we'll pop the links in there for that in a little bit. But otherwise, shall we play some D&D?
Yeah.
Right.
What she said.
We open on the inside of an enclosed cart as it trundles on towards the entrance of Big Dave's Dino Caves. You hear excited squeals from small children, exasperated sighs from weary dads, and the flashing of magical cameras taking photographs of the surroundings. All of these sounds reach your ears. You can smell the wet grass. It's early in the morning of the environment as you're moving through it. There's lots of sights and sounds and smells. And Khalil, your character is sat inside the cart that you're in, and you just see a small orc boy turn around and say, "Have you seen the dinosaurs before?" And just stares at you.
So framed in the shot with the little orc boy is an even littler rock gnome man. This is Clive Sediment, and you heard the clicking of little cameras, little arcane picture devices. He is contributing to that clicking, and he kind of turns sideways, kind of away from his camera, and goes, well, not these dinosaurs, but I am a keen explorer of caves and curios. Would you like to see my slideshow? And I'm going to cast Minor Illusion, and just start without even waiting for any kind of enthusiastic consent, just going to start showing a Minor Illusion slideshow of my previous holiday snaps.
Wow, these are amazing.
Yeah, and this is where I was lucky enough to see the tracks of a manticore. We didn't actually see the manticore itself on that particular trip, but if you look to the bottom left, you can see a pile of droppings with a humanoid femur sticking out, which is indicative, if you see the needle-like tooth marks, of the dentition of a manticore. You see, a manticore has the body of a lion and the face of an elderly human man, but with rows and rows of needle-sharp teeth. And of course, wings. It is one of the flying predators local to these parts, but its most distinguishing feature, other than its elderly human face, is the barbed tail, which, funnily enough, it won't hit you with it. No, it's not some kind of ankylosaur, or a stegosaur. It can fire needles out of the tip of its tail at such a high velocity that they travel like arrows.
Is that poo? You said poo?
Yes, spoor, leavings, droppings, dung. All of these are names for the solid waste that emanates from the digestive tract of animals.
At that point, you just see the little orc's dad just turn around. Right, Trent, stop bothering the nice young man. And sat next to Clive. Alex, you are sat next to your friend. You hear this conversation going on, and suddenly you feel this buzzing in your ear, and you hear a small scribbling noises and a voice saying, "Don't mind if I sit here for the journey, do you?" Very,
sure.
very loud, extremely loud.
Sure,
noise.
that's cool. That's cool.
Okay, you have a fly in your ear. It's a journalist is making some notes on the journey.
Can I just go back and insert a Psychon fact for a second?
Of course.
So Stegosaurus tails, the technical name for the weapon at the end is a thagomizer. And the reason it's called that is because there was a joke made in Far Side Comics about it being called a thagomizer because it killed a guy called Thag. And then scientists realized they didn't have a name for it, so they just called it that.
Amazing. Can you
Wow.
both take a D8 for your like extreme detail of Manticore and also going into its biology and mythology, and also for Thag facts. Love it, thank you. Rachel, you're sat in the row behind in this cart next to a gobby teenager talking to a friend in a sending stone. That's just like, and I can't like they've dragged me along on this journey, and like I was meant to be looking for a summer job, and instead my mum and dad have brought me to see fucking dinosaurs.
So kind of sat in the corner, leaning against the corner, kind of sneering, is a gold dragonborn who just kind of sneers like, quite right, girl. This is all absolute codswallop. Everybody knows there's no such thing as dinosaurs, and I'm here to uh, reveal the truth, to show what's really going on in this establishment. No, I shan't reveal anymore unless.
And you just hear her go, um, sorry Beth, this creepy man's talking to me. And just like turn away, like to not be involved in your conversation anymore. Sunstone, we didn't get a description of your character and who you are.
Yes. So you see a lizard folk. This one that looks like a five-lined skink, which, if you're not familiar, they're sort of like a very sort of slender lizard. They're sort of black underneath with five yellow lines and a bright blue tail, and very smooth scales on them, and just sort of basically got like a bindle over one shoulder and just sort of like assorted pockets and stuff, and just looking very chill and just sort of basking in the sun.
Awesome. So something that we haven't, because we knocked together this one shot very quickly. We didn't have a discussion about how all your characters know each other, but you will come into this in some way being friends. So why do you reckon you're all here? What are you looking to achieve by your trip to Big Dave's Dino Caves?
I mean, Clive is Clive is passionate about experiencing new things and seeing wonderful stuff, and then showing it to other people in the most boring way possible. So like at home, he has like a hugely ornate and overly complex gnomish slide projector that he tortures his friends and family with long slideshow kind of lectures about each of his holidays. And I don't want to be too presumptuous, but I think maybe the connection between Clive and Richard is that we're both kind of insufferable and no one else wants to hang out with us.
Yes, and both like
And
got that obsessive kind of side of ourselves.
yes, but like for different reasons. You know, you're obsessed over proving that dinosaurs aren't real, and I'm obsessed with discovering all about them and then making them really boring for other people. And maybe Sunstone is the only person chill enough to put up with the two of us.
That was where I was going.
Yeah. You're like our ref.
Yeah. I'm traveling to here specifically because I am a cleric of light, and my job is to travel around checking on the sacred basking rocks, but also I just like rocks in general. And places like this, they tend to have like a tumblestone thing in the gift shop. I'm basically here for the tumblestones.
Richard has been working on a theory that dinosaurs are not just kind of these ancient beings from that are scattered throughout the realms. They're in fact ancient dragons, and he's going to prove that all dinosaurs are actually dragons.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Okay. So you are trundling along for a little while. It's getting towards kind of lunchtime. The heat is rising in the day, and you see a little ways off in the distance the famous roving bazaar, a horde of portable market stalls that travel around rocky hills and mountains throughout the year. As it comes into view, it's time for you to all depart. The little orc boy was like, "Thank you for the slideshow. That was very nice."
Oh, well, and it's always wonderful to have an interested audience.
His
What?
dad's just like kind of shuffling away. Yep, we've told you about talking to strangers.
Yeah, I'm already like getting out more pictures to show as they do.
He starts to like shuffle them off at speed. But you all depart, and you can see that there are bargains and wares that can catch your eye wherever you look. The merchants, however, are a little bit on edge, and there seems to be a little bit of commotion near a rocky cave to the north end of the market. And you are kind of hustled towards that direction by the tour guides that have brought you towards the caves. And as you get towards the source of that noise, you find a crowd that are gathered outside the entrance of this tourist destination. A sign proudly states, Dino Cave Grand Reopening. But its owner stands outside in handcuffs next to two guards. And he is like dressed head to toe in Dino Cave branded merchandise. And you hear him exclaiming as he kind of shuffles, "I am under what?" As these guards try to wrestle him into another cart. He's like, "Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest." And you see that he's like trying to struggle as they're trying to like move him forward.
A succulent elvish meal.
What is the charge?
Clive is clicking away. You see, Clive is wearing like short khaki shorts and like sensible walking boots with like calf socks up to just below the knee, and like a little kind of khaki shirt with lots of pockets and a little neck kerchief, and like that kind of zinc sun cream under the eyes.
See, Clive, look at this man brought to his knees. The dinosaur truthers will all be brought to kneel. Oh gosh, this is going to be a great day.
You hear another shout from where the man is going, "Get your hand off my penis!"
I must know more about this. How will I relay the full experience to my audiences back home if I can't get every detail? I'm gonna wiggle in there, and I'm gonna try and like get close to the kind of commotion and inquire of kind of either see if more information is forthcoming or like ask if there like a crowd huddled around it.
Yeah, it's causing a bit of a commotion. People
Okay.
are very interested. You can see like kind of flashes of these arcane cameras.
I'll pick the tallest person I can find and kind of tug on the hem of their robe. Just be like, excuse me, sorry, just got here. What's going on?
Turning to face you is this large, very fancy looking orc, a chic beret kind of set atop his head, and his face is
Fantastic outfit.
Oh, thank you very much. And his face is set in a fairly kind of irate pout. He's got arms crossed, and he's tapping his foot. Is that, well, Sir David has been arrested.
Sir David?
Yes, Big Dave, Sir David. This is the...
Oh, he's a knight.
Very famous.
But what's he been arrested for?
Well, we were all inside. I was talking to a lovely young gentleman about the incredible displays inside when suddenly there was a hell of a commotion, and these dinosaurs seemed to return to life and start attacking people.
Is anyone hurt? Did it?
I think a couple of the staff may have been trampled a little bit. None of the visitors seem to have been injured in any way, but I do seem to be missing that lovely young gentleman that I did see inside. Samson, I think he said his name was, and I can't see him anywhere.
Have you thought about maybe sneaking back in to look for him?
Oh, no. I saw what was in there, and that's not for the likes of me. I'm too much of a gentleman of leisure, you see. You look like an enterprising type yourself, though.
Well, yes, I have been described as enterprising, intrepid, adventurous. bon vivant,
Indeed.
thrill seeker, quester for knowledge. I keep listing off synonyms until I'm cut off.
His eyes glaze.
My work here is done.
And so,
So
you were hoping to visit?
yes, is it shut now then?
They haven't been able to contain it. The guards themselves are unlikely to make their way inside, as they're. It wasn't in the job description to fight dinosaurs, you see.
Yes, I see.
Yes. But I do believe that young gentleman might still be inside there. The last I saw him was in the gift shop, wanting to get himself one of those lovely tumble stones that I hear that you do find in there.
Well, the souvenirs are an important part of any presentation post-holiday.
Yes, indeed. I know I keep mine stored on a shelf to show off to anyone who comes visits and asks, "How has your vacation been?"
Yes, you store them on a shelf or set of shelves, and make sure that you order them. And then blah, 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 blah. I go back to our crew and say, Richard, I have some news that you may find not troubling, but interesting.
Well, do go on, Clive.
Apparently, dinosaurs are real.
Well, dinosaurs existed. On this we can agree, but not as the kind of animalistic brutes that they are often portrayed to be. But deep down, their draconic nature lies latent, and this is what I seek to uncover. And I'm sure just looking at their bones and the fossils, we'll be able to kind of piece this together, you know?
Well, you might have an opportunity to see more than their bones and fossils. Apparently, some of the specimens sprung to life today and trampled some members of staff. Apparently, visitors are fine, so maybe we'll be completely fine. It seems that they don't go for visitors.
Thank God.
Right? What would any museum be without its visitors? And trapped someone in the gift shop, I think. So Sunstone, if you were hoping to get some souvenirs, I think our path lies through the zone of danger.
And you know what they say. Caves
What do
are
they
a good
say?
place to find rocks.
I mean, I've heard you say that. That counts, I guess.
Yes.
Sunstone, I've always known you to be an authority on the things that they say. They're always saying so much. I'm glad that you can also hear them. Right. I think this is the perfect opportunity to use my little bit of draconic, my little bit of primordial, and just kind of go in there and strike up a little chat with my brethren. So, shall we go?
Well, I guess we shall have to see, because I picked up along my travels, sometimes you don't have much anthropomorphic company, and so you strike up a conversation with, a squirrel or a bird or something. And so if I manage to speak with them, then I guess that suggests that they are more of the kind of bestial, animalistic nature. If you have success speaking with them, potentially that means that they are more to the draconic.
Well, Clive, I believe you do have a wager there, my good sir.
Ha-ha! Okay.
I can also speak draconic. I also speak to rocks, but they don't really speak back.
Well, I suppose if they're rocks, then you'll have to let us know, Sunstone.
Okay, so winner gets to lecture the others for an entire afternoon.
I thought this day would never come.
Put it there.
As you're having this conversation, you'll just feel a kind of tap on your shoulder, Clive, as the orc that you were speaking to there. I never introduced myself. I'm Baron Ulcar Twilamp. I would recommend having a chat with Dave before you go inside. Just get the lay of the land. It was fairly recently reopened, and I'm not sure anyone really knows their way around inside. But he'll be the one to tell you.
Oh, then we must hustle then, because it appears that he is being sexually assaulted by those guards.
All over a succulent elvish meal. My God.
You
To
just
Dave!
I walk over to Big Dave.
okay. You just hear again the voice is going. Ah, yes, I say that you know your judo well. I feel like Alex doesn't get this at all. What's
I
going
don't,
on?
and I assuming I know why, but
I'll send you the
I'm just
video.
gonna go with the flow.
But you just see this kind of human man in his human elf in his human male elf in his 50s, covered in this merchandise, being like sat down inside the cart. He's irate, he's unhappy, and he sees you all walking towards him.
Are you the one they call Big Dave?
Sir David, that is me. Are you here to receive my limp penis?
I don't know what that is. I just had a question for you.
Indeed.
Do you have tumblestones in your gift shop?
Indeed, yes, as one would expect. Like,
I just start heading off towards the cave.
Quickly, but before they get too far, we are, hoping to settle a wager between us by investigating these dinosaurid beings that appear to have come to life. And it appears that we're in a position where, we could be mutually beneficial. What the hell happened? And is there any advice that you can give us before we go in?
well, when you try to reopen a place like this, you try to do the best for the customer and make it as exciting as possible. And I feel I may have overstepped the mark, bringing these deceased creatures back to breathing, if they even breathe. And then he will go into a long-winded, very much like Clive, explanation about how he wanted to like get his quarterly visitor numbers really high, and so really wanted to find a way that would encourage people to come. Bought a magical orb down the market, and it seemed to bring the Triceratops to life, and the magic seems to have flown out into others within the collection.
This seems like an incredibly potent item. Do you know where you left it? We could nab it.
Still within the Triceratops, I believe.
Why did you put it inside? I won't ask.
That's
How?
That's what.
Which?
It's it's a skeleton. You see, there's space within. It's not like
Oh, thank God.
internal. No.
You didn't put on a big long glove.
No. My arms don't stretch that far. It is just located within the sternum of this creature.
I see.
Yes.
Is there anything we should be aware of in terms of particular dangers or sneaky shortcuts or anything like that?
Well, your best route is going to be when you head in. There's the entrance area that leads into the exhibition space. You'll go past the pteranodons. There is the ankylosaurus. The triceratops is towards the end, and then the pièce de résistance at the end. The tyrannosaurus rex, which then leads into the gift shop.
Naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Richard writes down a little, very basic map in his notebook.
The gentleman who sold me the orb told me this might happen, and I did not trust him. Once again, my own foolishness is my folly. Be careful with the orb.
That's me.
Be careful with the orb.
Okay. I feel like if we don't go now, we're going to lose Sunstone. They're going to wander off towards the gift shop and get gobbled up by some kind of skeletonized beast.
Quite.
So, guards, maybe hold off on taking away large David, because we might be able to save the day.
Once again, you rent a cops can hardly solve a crossword puzzle. I think us citizens will go in there and do the radical thing and solve the problem at its root and grab the orb, and then we'll show you what for, really.
And then we're going to tell you all about it.
You just see like the two goblin guards just like sipping their coffee. They're barely taking notice
Okay,
of what's
I
going
need to ask a very important question at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Is Richard's class libertarian? The worst class.
Maybe. But I
Um,
created this character and I was like, oh, he's loud and wrong. This is a man.
are Richard and Clive following after Sunstone? I love the kind of juxtaposition of Richard, Clive, Sunstone. The names. But you follow it on Sunstone. You're up ahead. You're leading towards this entryway into the Dino's cave. Huge banners.
Do you mind if we do you mind if we pause here just for a second? I need to focus my energies and get into the intrepid spirit if we're going to settle this wager. And I'm going to ritual cast Speak with Animals.
Oh, that's good.
So for the next 10 minutes, I've got that.
Okay. As you do that, up ahead, we've got these like huge banners. The reopening is happening. Rope barriers that once helped like this orderly queue into the entrance, they've all been knocked over in the stampede of people rushing out. There are a number of tourists and concerned traders around, and you just hear a couple of different things being said, like by different tourists coming back out when I'm getting my money back and I'm leaving a bad review. That gift shop's extortionate. Did you know the T-Rex ate someone's Yorkshire Terrier? And the last one is, I heard he brought a lich in for a visit. But up towards the front, you just see like two guards just standing, like with their arms crossed, looking out.
I just walk straight past them.
Excuse me. I'm gonna have to stop you there. Museum is closed.
You can't own a caveman or a cave, but
Well, this is the property of Sir David, and unfortunately is closed to the public. We're gonna have to ask you to step back.
Oh, but we're not the public. Sir David has contracted us to investigate and remediate and ameliorate the current predicament.
Do you have any identification on you to suggest that this is your job and purpose?
Sir David! Sir David!
Emmett?
Sorry, could you pick me up, Richard?
Yes, of course.
Sir David!
He's shouting loudly about his meal again.
I think this will be everything we need, and I just get out a completely random rock from my satchel and just show it.
That's a lovely rock, but how is that going to help you?
It shows that I am a guardian of the stones.
Do you want to make me a persuasion check for that?
Okay. I have -2 to persuasion, but I rolled a nat 20.
As you take out this rock, you realise that this is just another human man. He's into his crystals. He sees you pull this rock out, and you explain that you can solve problems using rocks. It's like, I always knew they'd come one day. Are you going to be safe inside?
I am safe everywhere.
He will stand aside. His partner will be like, "What? It's just a rock. What?" And you can walk on past.
I'll follow.
We're with them.
Yeah.
You're also into the rocks.
Oh, well.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Right.
of course.
Okay. Be safe. Don't steal anything from the gift shop.
Same to you.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Um, you head on inside, and you lead you into this exhibition area. There are accurate models, old maps, there's glass units, and you hear kind of this squawking noise from towards the back of this area. There are no other people in here. Everyone has been herded out, but you can hear this kind of squawking, chirping coming from the back.
Oh, well, here we go. Our first chance to test our wager, eh?
Yes. Do we want to approach as friends, or do we want to approach sneakily, or what do we want to do?
So Richard, I've got a question for you.
Sure.
So you know your whole thing is like that dinosaurs are dragons,
Yes.
and if these are pterosaurs, which seem to be what's suggested,
Mm.
they aren't dinosaurs, but are they still dragons?
Excellent point.
I'll be completely honest. Most of my research is really I do my own research, So I suppose when it comes to the nature of the so-called dinosaurs themselves, that's not really my forte. But I always know a dragon when I see one.
Well, I mean, what about plesiosaurs and sinosaurs?
So I think the most important thing to remember is when Asgarath, aspect of the world serpent, created the world. It was at this point that these so-called dinosaurs were brought into existence. So it's not necessarily a kind of biological thing, but more just about the kind of sprouting into the world that all of dragonkind kind of experienced at that point in time,
In that case, after you.
Thank you, my good. So I'm glad you understand my logic so clearly.
I'm there with my camera.
Richard starts to walk forward, but it's like over exaggerated, like purpose and pomp, and kind of lifts his arms to the sky and says, "Hello, my brother! At last, you're free."
Can you make me a perception check?
Yes. Da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum. Oh, that's a 9.
Okay.
Maybe he can't hear us from here. What do you say we carry on a little forward, eh?
Yes.
Is this cave dark, by the way?
There were torches that would have lit it before, but they've been extinguished in the rush as people are going out. So there is a little bit of light from outside, but towards the back end of this chamber, it is much darker.
I pick out a random quartz from my bag and cast light on it.
Okay, how much light does that spread out?
20-foot radius and dim for an additional 20.
Okay, as the light hits this quartz and moves out into the cavern, you then see that there are 4 pteranodons flying above inside this huge cavernous space. These large winged creatures that are not dinosaurs, but they have like 6-meter wingspans. They have like huge beaks, long faces, and they're kind of squawking and chirping. They don't see you currently.
And they are not skeletal. They are fleshy.
These ones look as though they might be fleshy.
Richard drops to his knees and like tears start dripping down his face. He's in awe.
What's the verdict? Are these dragons?
Absolutely. I've never been sure of anything.
Well, we'll see about that. So that's going to be Clive using speak with animals to say, hello there. Settle a bet. Are you dragons?
And you just watch as one of the heads clocks you. The rest of them all follow very quickly. They'll snap towards you, and you'll just. Is it? Are you dragons? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Hello. Excuse me. Settle a bet. Are you dragons?
Dragons? Hasn't been a dragon here in a long time.
Thought so. Could you tell my friend, please? I know that you're majestic prehistoric winged reptiles, not dinosaurs or dragons.
Yes, we absolutely can. You watch as one swoops down and lands directly in front of Richard. Dragons? You look like a dragon.
He says that they're not dragons, but you look like one.
Well, Clive, of course you would say that. I'll wait for him to tell him myself. Thank you very much. Hello, brother. It's very good to meet you. How are you doing today?
It just kind of like does that thing that like dogs do, is it's cocks its head as you're talking. The other three are still just kind of swooping around above.
Okay, and then Richard tries again in Draconic. Ah, so good to meet you. Can you hear me now? And then tries again in Primordial. Uh, no worries, mother. Can you hear me now?
It will turn to Clive and just be like, "Is your friend okay?"
Yes, he's potentially unwilling to accept some of the basic realities of the prehistoric biology. But also it's a marvel that you're up and flying. Do you remember anything from before? How long have you been like this?
Alive? Around an hour. It's all very new.
So you have no memories from before.
No, none.
Fascinating. Just, would you like a brief kind of introduction to recent events and happenings in this world? I have some images I could show you. And then I start doing a slideshow.
You watch as this one is just like watching along. Sunstone, Richard, can you make me perception checks?
Yeah.
I can indeed. That one.
12.
I'm just vibing.
Okay, Sunstone, you notice nothing, but Richard, you hear a kind of dum behind you, and
Oh my.
you see that there are only two above now.
Okay, well, we may have someone else joining us. Clive, I think you've stressed this one out. It's just not able to comprehend. Sunset, did you say that one? These aren't dinosaurs anyway. So I suppose
No.
no. Okay, well that's fine.
I'm just licking my block of incense that I have.
Well, I guess technically that means the wager is still on. Oh boy.
Quite.
Clive, you hear a voice behind just shout, "These look tasty. Why don't we just take a little bit?" And another voice saying, "Yeah, it's been a long time since anything reached my belly."
Well, I'm sure you wouldn't want to try and eat us because modern food is so bad for you. Modern food is full of additives and nutritionally bankrupt, and the product of a corrupt capitalist system. You definitely wouldn't want to eat us. No.
Would you like to make a persuasion check to get them away
Yes.
from you?
Can I? Oh, this is probably a bad idea. Can I cast friends?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, how long does friends last? Because this is going to put a timer on things.
From 1994 to 2004.
Okay, so for 10 years I've actually affected this cantrip. So that's gonna be a 17 on persuasion.
17 on persuasion. Okay, and is friends being cast at the same time?
Yeah, so friends gives me advantage.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. But then after 1 minute, they will realize that that I used magic to manipulate them, and they probably not be super happy about that.
The one that has been watching your slideshow would just be like, "No, these seem like friends, not food. What brings you to this cavern?"
Oh, well, we heard that there were some wonderful, majestic, prehistoric beasties in here, and we wanted to meet as many of you as possible. Also, there's a shiny thing embedded in one of the other creatures in here that we've been sent to retrieve. Also, the gift shop. Also, I love gathering information and sharing it with others. So I'm always here to take pictures and to learn things and to discuss things and then to tell people about them at great length. And then
they are quite convinced by your persuasion, and they. Does anyone have any food? We are very hungry.
um, I don't know what's in my
I
inventory.
have some rations, which I'm assuming are just like some kind of like hemp seed things.
Well, for lizard folk, wouldn't they be kind of meaty?
For a sensible lizard folk, it would be. Just like or just like hemp jerky somehow. It's
Yeah,
like
so
it tastes like meat, but it's made of hemp.
well, you can get really nice soy jerky. Actually, it's pretty good. Yeah, I think Clive's going to root around in his pockets as well, try and find some kind of. Yeah, they want food. Maybe if we can, give them a bit of our food, then they'll let us pass. We will need to do this rather expediently, though, because I may have used a little bit of magic.
Well, here you go. Have some jerky.
The one at the front will take this and be like, "Tell your friend thank you," and then they will kind of like beat their wings and fly back off into the air. Yeah, you
Come now, let's go. They say thank you. You're welcome. Let's go.
Right, time to find some real dinosaurs.
So I'm like hustling everyone through to the first doorway I see, just to get out of line of sight. And if there's a door that we pass through, I will close that behind us.
Yeah, there's these kind of large kind of stone doors that you can push behind you as you go through.
Okay, a little bit of help, please. Are we just three weak tourists?
I have +2 strength. I'll have you know.
Okay, great.
What's the door and floor and stuff made of? What's all made of?
It is a big cavern. It's all stone, really.
Okay, cool. So then I cast mold earth to kind of block up the doorway and then make the bit in front of it difficult terrain.
Okay, no worries. So that door is blocked. Hopefully, you don't need to go back that way.
So yeah, are we stuck in here now?
I'll just unmold it.
I'm as dedicated to this wager as you are, but well, potentially not as dedicated by how it looks.
I'm willing to die.
You know what? For a good story, so am I.
I knew there's a reason that I still kept you around. Isn't that right, Sunstone?
Yeah.
Thank you, Sunstone. Well, I'm quite glad to be out of that room with those non-dinosaur, non-dragon fruit. So, what's next?
Yes, where are we now? Can we look around? Have we still got that light glowing?
I would imagine the light would have stayed with Sunstone, right? It lasts for an hour, I think.
Yeah, or I can just like hand it off. Do you want the stone?
Oh no, I don't want to glow. It'll play havoc with my image machine.
You lead into this next room that is lined with huge plants. There are ancient ferns, there are palm trees, and blinding lights that kind of beam upwards into the ceiling of the room, where you see these glistening stalactites that are hanging, razor sharp.
Oh.
It's quiet.
I scurry up the wall, and prod the stalactite, not one above their heads, just to see what kind of rock it is, like.
What type of rock it is? Okay.
I mean, it would presumably be like some kind of limestone type thing, but
yeah.
just to see if they're real or not. Basically, is what I was more getting at.
Okay, this is definitely stone. If you want to try and investigate to see what it may well be, you're welcome to do so.
Would that be investigate or nature?
Nature is fine as well.
I mean, it doesn't really make a difference. 9.
You like stick out your fleshy lizard tongue, lick the wall. You're not really able to tell. It's stone.
That's a good stone. Let's scuttle back down the walls again.
from further in the room, you hear just a large foot thump against the ground.
Percussion.
Do we think that sounds like a herbivore or a carnivore?
In the end,
What's this?
aren't we all just part of the same cycle, though?
Yes, but I would prefer to be the one telling the story of the cycle, not one of those short little chapters that ends in a grisly mess.
Well, Clive, with all due respect, I don't think there's a bloody fun fair happening over there, so I don't think it's a carnival. So it's probably the first one, whatever the first one you said was.
Okay, so some kind of herbivore. Then we should be fine, as long as we don't present any kind of threat. So just look nice.
Just to sort of skip out to the real world for a second. It's like there are a lot of herbivores that are more dangerous than most
Fuck you up.
carnivores.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I meant by let's be friendly was to not hide, because if a dangerous herbivore thinks you're sneaking up on it, then it will really get angry. At least if you can make your presence known, then it has time to either move away or it's not surprised by you. Making your intentions nice and clear.
You hear another thump on the ground, and you watch as some dust kind of falls in front of your face.
So Clive will stride out in front saying, "Hello, we're friends. I can't see you, but we're friends."
You're just going straight out and shouting?
Yes. I'm going to turn to my friends and say, maybe hang back, just in case, because I might need some help if something goes wrong.
I'm just gonna go. May the stones guide you, and you now have guidance.
Thank you.
Nice.
So I'm kind of walking around, clicking pictures of all this incredible stuff and saying, "Hello, yes, we're friends. I mean, we mean no harm. This is all through my speak with animals, so it's kind of like large herbivore approximation."
Okay. Can I also get you to make me a perception check as well?
Yes. Guidance. Nerd dice. Oh, that's a 12. I rolled a 1 on my guidance and a 1 on my nerd dice.
Oh no!
Oh.
It's a 12.
You just hear more thumping of footsteps. They're getting louder. They're getting closer.
Hello.
Richard joins in the shouting, saying, "Yes, we've made it past the imposters in the previous room. We are ready to receive you. However, you wish to appear, my draconic friend in draconicism."
So we've got one little gnome making like hippo noises, and a gold dragonborn just yelling in draconic, and then the lizard folk having climbed the walls and licking the ceiling.
Ah, yeah.
Cool.
What could possibly go wrong?
I think we've covered all the major options in this situation.
Nothing
Yeah.
at all. As you walk forward, you're shouting, Sunstone. You can see it first before anyone else does, as this loud thumping gets louder and louder and louder, and crashing through the ferns, you watch this skeletal, not fleshy looking, walking tank running towards both Clive and Richard. But you have a second because you're up on the walls to see it first, and if there's anything you want to do.
I will. Yes. Hey guys, someone's coming to see us. And I will throw my light rock at it.
Okay. So you throw the rock at it. If you want to make me like a ranged attack, I guess, like an improvised weapon.
Nat one. So just drop it.
You
So we goes behind me.
I was really looking forward to knowing where this thing is, but
Yeah.
You go to throw this glowing quartz, and because of the kind of the slick wetness of the walls in this cavern, your hands are a bit slippery. Even though you're a kind of like a skink style lizard, you go to throw it, it slips through your fingers, hits the ground, smashes, and the light goes out. And there is now much less light in these spaces. Be aware if you've got dark vision or not. But I do need both Clive and Richard to please make me acrobatics checks. Please.
okay.
13.
I think
Okay.
Clive can probably see in the dark anyway.
That's an 18.
Mm.
Ooh.
Okay.
Acrobat.
With an 18, you're able to hear the shout from Sunstone as they go to launch this stone and instinctively jump to the side, and you feel a kind of whoosh past you as you watch Richard be clattered into by an ankylosaurus that just like runs straight headfirst into you. Richard, you're going to be knocked prone, and as that happens, you watch as another one appears from around the side, and then another one behind the one that has come next to you. 3 in this space, and I need us all to roll some initiative, please. As you're in a room with an ankylosaurus, you could have got away with it without that nat 1 and the stone.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
18.
Okay. 18.
Continuing my tradition of rolling badly on initiative, it's a nat 7 for a 10.
10.
9.
And it's yep. And
Why have I got a +3 to initiative? I've only got +2 to dex.
Have you got some kind of item
No.
or some kind of feat? Or...
Is it a gnome thing? What did you say you were?
You wouldn't get it. It's a gnome thing. Little red hats and fishing rods.
Yeah.
okay. Let's get
Very
that
big
all into
bushy
order.
beard.
What's that from?
Hot fuzz.
That's it.
Yeah.
To get that in the right order. Okay, we'll move over to the map as well so you can see what is in this space. So it's actually, this one was over here. So you've got these 2 large ankylosaurus. We'll move them between spaces as it comes up towards the dragonborn. And it is going to be that ankylosaurus's go first. And so it's going to look at the person on the ground and attempt to hit you with its large club-like tail that these creatures have. So let's just... they're very good at this. But that's going to be a 12. Does a 12 hit you?
Yes.
Okay.
Am I dead?
16 points of damage from that. Yeah, that is its turn. It is just gonna like look you dead in the eyes and snort as you see this dinosaur that you've never believed in snort in your face after hitting you with its tank-like tail.
Richard screams.
Okay. That is now your turn.
I'm gonna misty step.
Okay. Where would you like to go?
I would like to go. I suppose it's just if am I the red circle?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
just
are that one there.
South, up on the crag. I can't think of up on the little cliff to the south. Is that possible?
You can do that. That's absolutely fine. So you can get up
Yes.
behind where your lizard folk friend is.
Yep.
Ruler wise, we can get you to about there. So this is taken straight from Baldur's Gate. This is a top down view of Baldur's Gate in the Underdark.
Cool.
Is there anything else you want to do?
Yes, I would also like to. Oh, you guys are still down there. Oh, geez. Okay, I am going to cast Reduce on the one that attacked me.
Okay, yeah. What do you need it to do?
It's a con save 15.
Con save 15. Which it gets a 10, so it fails. It is going to shrink down to its next size down.
Amazing.
Okay. Perfect. Anything else? That's your action, bonus action.
No, the action bonus action done. It's got disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
Okay. Please do keep me right on that as we're moving through. It is now the one that is over on the right hand side, and it is going to also move in towards. It won't be able to get past its friend, so it is because it is so large. It is just going to move up next to its friend here and just kind of snort, and in Clive's head you'll just hear "leave." And that will bring us to Clive's turn as you hear this "leave" in your head.
I say, of course, yes, immediately. But before I go, could I, as a gesture of goodwill, interest you in a slideshow free of charge? Bam, hypnotic pattern.
Okay.
So hypnotic pattern is a 30-foot cube.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll get these two, so that the shrunken one,
Yep.
and the one that told me to leave.
Yep. So that one. And that one. Mm-hmm.
So they both make wisdom saves.
Okay. Wisdom save. What's the DC they're aiming for?
15.
They both rolled 6s. So they are hypnotized.
Yes. So they are incapacitated, charmed, and have a speed of 0.
Okay, and so they basically just can't do anything until they try and snap out of it, right? Can they snap out at the end of their turn?
The spell ends for an affected creature if it takes any damage, or if someone else uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor.
Okay, cool. No worries. What would you like to do then?
I would like to oblige and run away.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I will yell up at Sunstone. Time to go, let's find another door. And with that, bardically inspire you with my neurosis. So that's a D8 bardic inspiration for Sunstone.
Thank you.
And which direction was the door that we came in?
It is down this way, so you're aiming to go up, kind of north.
Yeah, I'm gonna run. Northeast. So
Okay.
away, not towards the only awake guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine. We can move you. What's your movement speed as a gnome?
25. I have dark vision, which should help me navigate this space. But yeah,
you can get to there. Like it can't reach you from where you are, which is good because it's the only one that can do anything now. Sunstone, that brings us to you.
Okay, so I am just going to walk up the wall to begin with.
Yeah.
Because I have slippers of spider climbing, which I'm just patterning that's just my skinky feet. And so how injured is Richard?
Quite injured. I've got 11 hit points left. Am I allowed to say that?
You can say what you like, yeah.
Yeah, I've got 11 hit points left.
Okay. So I'm just going to just bring out a rose quartz and just sort of blow on it towards you. Cast a. Let's just go with a second level healing word, which will be. Well, that was pants. 5 hit points.
Worth it.
Okay. Anything else? Movement and your healing word?
Yeah, so I'm basically just going to walk up the wall until I'm out of their reach, and then
you already are. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, and then just sort of heading horizontally round towards whichever exit we're going for.
Yeah. Okay, so you were here, and I will just move you 5, 10, 15, 20. You'll have to come down 25, 30, but you do have 2 ankylosaurs in between you and the one that could attack you, and these 2 are just stuck where they are.
Or could I go up round over the ceiling?
You could try, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So you've got these boots, so you're not going to have difficulty climbing. I will say that you are currently on the ceiling in the spot where you are, just like you can't
Yeah.
see it. Okay. And that'll be your turn. The one that is left on the ground will see that its two friends are incapacitated and not doing anything. But it's a dinosaur. It doesn't know how to get anything but back out of this, so it is just going to run forward. And as it does so, I need all three of you, please, to make dexterity saving throws, and I'll explain what is happening.
So a little bit of science fact here. There was a type of ankylosaur that was discovered relatively recently, actually, only a few years back, and it was actually named after one of the monsters from Ghostbusters. So it's called Zool, Destroyer of Shins. So Zool was the bad guy from Ghostbusters, and Destroyer of Shins because it was a relatively small for an ankylosaur, but that meant that the club was real leg smasher.
Wow.
Let me get up the proper name for it.
Smasher of Shins. That's horrible.
But also kind of
It was-
cute.
But also, yeah. It's a good name, but it just makes me like worried for what it could do to you. Horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zool Crurivastator. Crurivastator.
Ooh,
Amazing.
fancy.
Well,
Zool
yeah.
Crurivastator, Destroyer of Shins.
Again, D8 for you for that because you've used yours.
Thanks.
So yeah,
Yeah.
well done.
Well, actually, that's I'm gonna use my
Oh yeah, for
I've
your
got
saving throw.
yeah. For
I've
saving
got a
throw.
19 on my save.
And I'm gonna use my bardic. That's a bit better.
I got 17 on the save.
Now I got 18.
Hey!
Okay,
Up from 8.
you all pass as you watch this kind of thumping as it's running towards you. More dust starts to fall, and 3, 4, 5 different stalactites fall from the ceiling. And you watch as they clatter next to our two friends on the ground. And mainly what Sunstone is able to avoid doing is falling with one. So that could have made things even worse. So you luckily are able to avoid that completely. But what I am going to do is roll for
I feel
these
like this is a bit
ankylosaurs.
cheap to do it literally just as I spent it, but I have a science fact here. So
Go for it.
So basically I can't remember, I think it was in the Balearic Islands somewhere. There's like an indigenous gecko, I believe it was. And it basically was getting pushed out of its habitat by this invasive species. This larger other species of gecko. I can't remember the exact specifics of the species here. But it was like holding on in this one particular spot, and they couldn't work out why. And eventually they realized it was because the stone type in this place, basically, I think it had like a different kind of particulate in the thing. So when the sort of gripping texture of the feet tried to climb on that rocks with the invasive skink, it got like clogged up and they just fell off it. Whereas the native skink or gecko, whatever it was able to like climb on those fine without any problems.
Again, take another dice. Thank you for
There
that.
you go.
Cool.
Both of the prone ankylosaurs failed. So they are going to be skewered by some falling stalactites.
So that means they're gonna probably wake up from their hypnosis.
The first one is going to take 13 points damage from that. And the second one will take... oh god, good, what, 15 points of damage. Okay. So yeah, they just are snapped out of the hypnotic pattern as they're skewered by these large falling stalactites. Can you all make me perception checks as well? These are skeletal beings. These aren't the fleshy pteranodons that you saw in the previous room.
19.
Cool. Any a 2? Okay. So the the creature on the ceiling and the one up on the cliff, you watch as two of these stalactites will hit into these ankylosaurs, hitting the bones, but they don't fracture like bones. You watch as kind of like artificial material seems to flake off of them. These are plaster cast. Much like a lot of the skeletons or fossilized dinosaurs that you would find in museum exhibits aren't actually made of bone unless they're hidden behind glass cases. They're usually going to be plaster cast. So that's what you're seeing is the plaster cast of these being damaged. They continue to roar in pain though. And that brings us back around to the top of the round. The one in orange is going to stand up. It is going to look around and try to get towards Clive, but it will not be able to get all the way there. So it will use its turn to move a little, really. It will get halfway around. And that then brings us to Richard's turn.
Richard is going to cast. Okay, so upon seeing the plaster cast kind of come off them, which is like, ha, cheap imitation, and is now totally happy to just fucking destroy these guys.
Okay.
So we're gonna unleash some more aggressive magic this round, I believe. So why not kick things off with a big old. Oh wait, how far away am I again? What size is each square?
They're 5 foot each square, so
5. Okay. Give me a sec.
the blue one is 25. The yellow one's 30, 35 for the orange one.
Cool. I am gonna cast Scorching Ray.
Okay.
And they're each each dinosaur will get 1 ray
Yep.
each.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so spell attack for each one. Give me 1 second. Oh Lord. Okay. So one of them is 13 to hit.
Okay, we'll say that's on the blue one.
Yeah, one
that-
is 8 to hit, which obviously doesn't hit.
Uh-huh.
And then one is 24.
Okay, so that final one on the orange one does hit. These are well armored creatures, being these walking tanks. So you hit
Okay.
one of them.
Cool, and that is 6 damage on that one.
6 damage on that one. Okay, no worries. Anything else?
No. Okay, no, that's it. Richard's just kind of freaking out.
Okay, no worries. That then brings us on to the yellow one, which is right next to our gnome. So it's going to get itself back up. It's going to look you in the eye and be like, I said, leave. And is going to take an attack against you as well. Which is almost certainly going to miss. That's an 11.
That misses.
Yeah. You watch as it gets back to its feet after being hypnotized, get itself ready, snorts out its nose, and swings this large bludgeoning tail, which comes round as you're trying to take a photograph. You kind of lean backwards, and it will just.
There's a
soar
photo
over.
of the bottom, a blurry sweep of the bottom of the tail.
And it just soars right past you and comes back around to face you direct in the eye again. That's your turn now.
So I'm going to I'm going to try saying oh yes, of course we're going to leave. If we could all just calm down and everyone just listen to the sound of my voice and everything will just be fine. If you could look right here, I could show you some lovely pictures that I've been taking over the past couple of minutes. Look, here's you. And there's me next to you. There's you trying to hit me with your tail. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to cast Enthrall.
Okay.
And rules as written, might not be super useful, but I'm hoping to go with vibes on this one.
Yep.
So any creatures of my choice that can see me within range and can hear me make a wisdom saving throw. Although if it's fighting us, it has advantage. On a fail, rules as written, it says that they have disadvantage on perceiving any creature other than me until the spell ends or until it can no longer hear me. But I'm hoping to kind of create a diversion to allow my friends to escape because Clive is a competent adventurer, but is not predisposed to fighting. I think if we just leave, it'll be okay.
What's the DC on this?
DC is 15. How wise is a plaster cast of a dead ankylosaur?
You'd be surprised to learn that not very fucking wise. Even with advantage, all three failed.
Okay,
Wow.
so I'm there kind of doing like a little lecture while I kind of slowly back away, but just kind of if you could very much in the kind of Men in Black neuralizer type vibe.
Cool. How long does this last?
A minute.
Okay, cool. You're really fucking boring, and they are just enthralled with it. And you just watch like their eyes just kind of glaze over as they're watching everything.
Their eye sockets glaze over.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's how boring
That's
this
how
motherfucker
boring it
is.
These like
Nice.
holes of darkness just gone. And I am gonna say that at that point they are just completely enthralled, and you can run away, heading towards the north. Is Richard following?
Yeah.
Then we're out of initiative. You have left behind these three ankylosaurs completely enthralled into the next room, and at that point we're going to go to a break to figure out what's happening next. But we'll be back around past. To be happy with that? Is that all good for you folks?
Yeah.
Just after past. Okay.
Great.
Cool, see you
Thank
then.
you, folks. We will see you very, very shortly.
Oh dear. I'm sorry to tell you this, Katanga, but I'm afraid that this misery high bluff you keep talking about has just been a figment of your imagination.
Can Katanga make an insight check?
Absolutely.
Do you want me to roll deception?
No point, because that was a natural one.
Well, if I notice this mid smooch, can I flick my tongue out for a quick taste?
Sure. Make a sleight of hand check, I guess.
What is
Sleight
with
of
your
tongue.
characters and tasting things?
It's an under-
Mate, we've talked about these these body image issues, and like you can't be comparing yourself to like refreshing beverage cunt of all people.
Most of the fleas, because I assume Dream isn't actually being all that careful.
No.
So a lot of the fleas do manage to like jump ship. And I
They're fleas.
don't know what happens if you pour bleach on a flea. They might be fine.
It might disintegrate, I don't know.
Yeah.
Google it.
What happens when you bleach a flea?
Live Psycom coming straight at you.
Look, Psychom's just being... Okay, so...
That name.
So when the Sex Muskets sing, "God save the Queen," they
Yeah.
actually literally.
Yeah,
it's
they're quite. A fascist regime, which we approve of.
It's
I
the,
called out with my own deep throaty alarm call as well.
What are you doing down here?
Oh, we're just taking a shortcut. You know, just traffic.
We're fumigating for sewer clowns here. You can't be here.
Oh, no.
Oh
I've been called worse, but you better shut your mouth.
We all know the real sewer clown is Elon Musk and his tunnels, so...
Kick me off Twitter, Elon, I dare you.
So, Boomslang will disguise himself as Reginar and be Big Spoon.
Okay. So,
I got you, buddy.
so we cut to a scene where this Yuan-Ti, this snake person, is spooning a pudding angel.
No. Snake person disguised as a halfling.
Yes. Oh. You're even bigger a spoon than I remember.
Yeah, I just I used to have that energy.
Delightful. Angel delightful. And then we fade to
Oh, is
black.
that your full name?
Fade to black of spooning.
I don't want to miss a thing.
So you see in the room Eridark Ariesis, who is a pallid elf fighter gunslinger. Do I have guns? Do I fuck? What you see is...
All the colours.
I think there must be some chat out there about any of those things and what they were like in the past.
Deviant art, baby.
Yeah. Be grateful.
Don't
you
ask,
didn't hear
audience.
that.
Don't ask.
Yeah.
Do not ask.
Welcome
Join our
back.
Patreon and we might tell you.
Welcome back, folks, to Big Dave's Dino Caves. Our party are looking for a missing tourist, Samson, in the caves, who has been abandoned after everyone else rushed out because the dinosaurs have come to life. You talked your way past some pteranodons, convinced them that you were friends, not food, and then you enthralled some ankylosaurs with a really boring slideshow. You've rushed through the north end of the room, finding yourselves in the museum cafe. And it is an absolute state. It was very busy when everything went to shit in here. So there is just food everywhere, all over the tables. One table is just kind of like smeared with yogurt, like completely covered in it. And just like small little paper hats that kids were wearing, and leftover trays. You see that like one of them looks as though they didn't run away. These were just people who were finished with their stuff and just left it on the table for a staff member. Yeah.
As someone
nice.
who currently works in a museum of natural history, and it's currently half term, this is incredibly triggering.
Yeah, you find yourselves in the cafe. What are you doing?
These sandwiches are incredibly overpriced. I can't believe. Wait till I tell everybody at home about this.
30
4
gold.
silver for a small cucumber sandwich.
I wouldn't call these meals succulent at all.
Yeah, if you look at any of the sandwiches and look inside, there's just like a single bit of bread with like one cucumber slice, and that's it. That's all you get inside the cucumber sandwich. It is a meager meal that they've provided in here.
Do they have like sauce sachets?
Yes, they would have ketchup, mayonnaise, vinegar. You might find some brown sauce if you're really looking for it.
I'm just gonna just grab a whole handful and just put it in my bag.
Yeah, of course. You take.
I don't know why. It just seemed like a thing I would do.
You never know; it might come in useful. You can take
Exactly.
as much of the sauce sachets as you like.
I'm sure Sir David would mind if we rest here a little bit and sample some of these staff discount really on these sandwiches.
Oh, definitely. And Richard just kind of slumps against like a table and casts mage armor on himself.
Yeah, you take a short rest.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have gathered up some sandwiches and some little squares of cake, and maybe like a couple of slightly too strong coffees, and just kind of distribute them throughout the group.
It's awful coffee.
Nice.
It's really bad.
If we're taking a short rest, while I'm handing out the supplies, I will tell everyone a long, winding, directionless anecdote, which will be the Song of Rest. So you gain an extra, I believe it's D8
Ooh.
hit points. Song of Rest. No, an extra 1d6 hit points.
Oh, 1d6. Still nice.
And so when we were in the coastal regions, we actually ended up going on a day trip. You can see here, we took a little boat out to the reef, and look, we met some. Well, we didn't meet them, but we saw some merfolk, and well, here's them a bit closer, and here's them. They were kind of chasing us away, but that's why there's the kind of the splashes, because the wake of the boat is.
I'm picturing that these pictures are like they're just like little black dots getting slightly bigger in the middle of the frame.
Oh yeah, and all the like half the pictures are blurry as hell. Some of them have got my thumb in them.
I think why Sunstone likes hanging out with you is he basically treats you as like a white noise generator. And this is just for meditating too.
Yeah, like whale song or rain
Yeah,
noise.
yeah. It's just so just lets you be so peaceful.
So, what would you like to do? Continue on at this point? Is there anything you want to do whilst you're in the cafe other than the rest, or?
I'm going to ritual cast Speak with Animals.
Mm-hmm.
Is the cutlery here plastic or metal or something else?
It'll be a mixture. There will be metal, there'll be plastic, there'll be the like wooden stirrers for coffees.
I'm thinking maybe if I grab some forks, we can like, if we get chased by something, we can like throw them down on the ground. Because it would be uncomfortable to tread on a fork.
It can't hurt. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Although, if something is a plaster cast of a skeleton of a giant scaly beast, well, we'll see.
Well,
maybe let's not rely on it.
Well, if not, then I've got extra cutlery for later.
Excellent.
Nice.
So, what I'm thinking is this orb just brings stuff to life. So the pterodon bones were real, but the cast wasn't, so it couldn't bring them to life. But it did, but just as like it just gave life to the plaster, but it didn't make it into a real thing. So statistically, do we reckon most of the things in here are going to be real or plaster? And
Well,
also, are all the plushies in the gift shop kind of have come to life?
That is disturbing. Part of me hopes to find out. Part of me really doesn't.
Yeah.
But as someone who has been to many a museum and had many a long conversation with the staff there, they are very accommodating.
After closing time, you just
oh
repeat-
yeah. So like Clive thinks he's had a long conversation with the staff. It's really been that like the staff, aren't allowed to be as rude as they would like to him.
Look
So
at
they
the
just kind
watches.
of put up with his presence. The majority of things on display are likely to be reproductions, because many of the specimens coming from the earth are fragile and not in the condition to be displayed. With people breathing on them and touching them and being near them, breaking them with their eyes. Better to just take a picture.
Breaking them with their eyes. The worst
But,
thing. On you go.
But if we're going to ever settle this wager, Richard, we're going to need to find a real, proper dinosaur. So far, we've had reproductions of a dinosaur or real pterosaurs. This just won't do.
It simply won't. I'm very, very disappointed.
Maybe
we need to speak to a manager.
Maybe
we
the
did.
dinosaurs were in us all along. The dinosaurs were us.
Well, Sunspoon, that's exactly what I'm trying to prove. They're dragons. I'm in the Dragon Ball. We're dragons.
Speak for yourselves. As the scalier two of the three, I feel like maybe that's a claim that you two might be able to pursue. I'm not sure it'd be appropriate for me to lay claim to that ancestry.
Culturally appropriating dinosaurs.
I wouldn't want to overstep the mark.
Well, Clive, I appreciate that. I really do. Good thank you.
Yeah, Clive may be boring, but he's not a dickhead.
And that's why Clive and Richard differ.
Yeah, Richard may be a dickhead, but he's not boring.
I really like these three characters, and I'd like to see them in a long campaign because I think they'd be great together. Your rest comes to an end, and you have the rudimentary drawing that Richard's made of the.
Yeah, I use mold earth to draw a massive dick in the ground. in the cafeteria because Richard's pissed off that everything is fake and not a dragon.
But you've got the simple drawing that you made based on Dave's instructions. You're looking to go still in the direction of the gift shop after the Ankylosaurs. It would be past the Triceratops, through the T-Rex exhibit, and then on towards the gift shop. So, if you're heading on, you'll be able to see that there are signs around that will say that Velociraptor's this way, the Plesiosaurus pool is that way, straight ahead for the Triceratops.
It would seem that if we're going to get to the heart of this matter, we should probably retrieve the orb from
Quite.
the Triceratops.
Why do they need a pool if it's like a diorama?
Well, Sir David seemed to be intending to add a little bit of realism to the display. Maybe it's, all for show. It's a pool.
Yes.
Maybe. That makes sense.
More fakery from the fraud.
Let's go grab the orb on this Triceratops' chest. Wait, that came out wrong.
Let's
I
go
didn't...
snatch that ball.
Just go groping a Triceratops, just like.
You follow the Triceratops description, and it brings you into like a very, very large open cavern. And you see hanging above the room is just this sign saying Triceratops exhibit ahead. But the light's kind of dim in here. And you don't really notice anything around.
We get out another stone. And...
Before you do that, and I'm going to scurry off to the side and try to hide, just to kind of try and spread us out a little bit before the light comes.
Okay. You're hiding and stealthily moving around. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to make the ground in front of us, like 30 feet in front, difficult terrain. Oh no, sorry, it's a 5-foot cube. Just in front of us, I'm going to make it
just one
difficult
cube.
terrain. Yeah, with mold earth.
So 30 foot in front of you, difficult terrain.
Sorry, a 5-foot cube just in front of us is the ground that I want to make difficult terrain.
Okay. Thinking about anything coming towards you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. That's fine. You do that. Are you moving on ahead? Are we going in any order into this space?
I'll go out front.
Okay.
Cool.
I will be scampering kind of probably a little bit behind and to the side so that I am just outside the sphere of light coming from Sunstone.
Okay, perfect.
Nice.
All right. Would anyone like me to make me a perception check?
I shall do that because I have good perception and I have another bloody natural one.
Oh.
You're too busy looking at shiny stones on the floor.
Yeah. Oh, they got a nice granite. Yeah.
Can I roll potentially a stealth and a perception?
Mm-hmm.
Both.
Yeah, of course.
So stealth is going to use my nerd dice. That's going to be a 15.
Okay.
And perception is going to be an 8.
With the yeah, okay. No, that's fine. The 8 you don't see anything. 15 you're fairly hidden. Richard?
22 on my perception check.
You see in the distance in this room a glowing sphere of light.
The orb. I whispered just like that. The orb.
Should we contemplate it?
No, it's over there. I can see it.
As you do that, you see that it is moving around, like not staying in the one place. It's as though it's kind of walking around in the space.
The Triceratops is kind of exploring its area. Now, we don't know if this is a real archaic dragon or if it's just a plaster cast. So I will keep a kind of, the safe zone in front. I'll continue to mold the earth as a barrier. But I think this could be it. This could be the real deal.
I'm going to cast message at the in the. So can I see the light now?
If it's been pointed out to you, yeah,
Yeah,
you'll be able
I
to see
put
it.
that.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast message and point in that direction.
Okay.
Say, um, hello. Excuse me. Hello. We don't mean to intrude, but are you a real dinosaur, or are you made of plaster? Settle a bet.
Are you real? Who are you? Why are you in my head?
Oh, I'm real. I'm just a friend, a visitor. We don't mean any harm. Just trying to help you understand and trying to help understand you. Are you okay?
No one understands me.
But his woman.
They all left. They all ran away. I just wanted to say hello.
Well, we can say hello if you like.
We? There's more than one of you.
Yes, but we're all very friendly. There are three of us. Two of us are scaly, like you, and I am not, but I'm friendly.
I'm not scaly. I'm bone.
Oh, okay. Well, also that's fine. Scaly like you, I guess you didn't used to be. But scaly like you are a representation of the insides of the larger fleshy organism that once was, but then deceased and then fossilized, and then unearthed, then prepared, preserved, stored, cast, and then the cast displayed, and then reanimated.
You hear
You're
it
saying all of this in
sigh.
Triceratops, so we don't understand you're saying this.
And I'm saying it by
head.
message
Yeah.
as well.
Oh yes.
You hear
So
it
in my head I'm going.
Yeah, you hear it sigh, listening to your explanation, and you swear you hear its eyes roll. Why are you here? Do you bring weapons? Are you gonna hurt me like they hurt me?
I mean, it's not our primary goal to do any harm. My friend and I have a little wager. He believes that dinosaurs are dragons, and I believe that dinosaurs are natural animal creatures. And we are searching for a dinosaur of flesh that we could potentially have a conversation with. Of course, we do value your input and perspective, but as a being who has never been alive, it does complicate matters.
Clive, can you ask it something for me?
Yes, what?
Does it have any gastroliths?
Do you have any? What's a gastron?
It's like the rocks that go in a dinosaur's stomach to help it like grow.
I see. Do you have any little rocks in your stomach? Do you rattle?
I don't have a stomach.
No.
Okay.
Are you taking the piss out of me?
No. You don't have any piss. I wouldn't dream of it. We are purely here on a fact finding and bet settling expedition. But that is a fabulous ore we have. Respectfully.
This is just part of me. What is it? What?
Do you find life confusing and frustrating?
For the short amount of time that I have been here, yes, this is all very new and odd and weird, and I don't like it, and I'm very stressed.
Well, would you like us to make things a lot simpler and make and less stressful?
What would that involve?
If you let us take a look at the orb, then maybe that might if we could handle the orb and uh, take it away for examination, then we could understand what is animating you and maybe alleviate some of your confusion.
But the orb is part of me. If you take that away, what will happen?
You take away the biggest part of me. um, well, like I said, this is a fact-finding mission, so don't quite know.
And you're not going to hurt me.
We don't mean to. No, of course not. We won't. We'll be fine.
Is Clive a dentist?
I think Clive comes from a long line of dentists, but is not a dentist.
That's so real.
Show yourself. I need to see you.
Okay, I am coming out. Let's remember to be that we're all friends here.
That's so brave of you.
And I turn to Sunstone and Richard and say, I'm going to go and try and make communicate with it and face it. Hopefully it'll go smoother than the last time.
Should we come too?
You're free to, but make sure that you show no threat. Be nice. This being is scared and confused.
Okay. Richard makes it normal terrain in front of us again.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, Clive's gonna come up with his hands kind of palm it out, kind of slowly, kind of like imagine a gnome version of Chris Pratt. Just kind of an elderly gnome just going like
amazing.
Okay, you approach slowly, and as you get closer, you see that this is a very small Triceratops. This doesn't look like a fully grown one.
Hello. I would say little one, but that would seem a little hypocritical.
Hello. You're not gonna hurt me, are you?
No.
And I look over my shoulder. Are Sunstone and Richard here?
I am.
Yeah.
Well, if you'd like me to translate anything, do let me know.
I cast guidance on Clive.
Clive, you're just pretending to speak to it. I know you just want to win the wager, so let me do the talking.
Would you mind if my friend here attempted to communicate with you in his language? Because I know that you're confused, but when the bones that you are based on were alive, there might have been somewhat of a passing resemblance on a superficial level between you. So,
okay.
This is Richard.
Please, my brother in Dragonwood, acknowledge me, witness me. I know what you are.
Richard is in such pain.
Could I get you to make me an animal handling check? But because of the pained way that you're doing it, roll at advantage, please.
Okay. I found advantage or disadvantage?
Advantage.
10.
Oh. The Triceratops fossil kind of just like sways back and forth as you're speaking to it. It doesn't say anything back that you would recognise. It doesn't indicate that it understands what you've said. Clive, you will hear. What did they say?
They were greeting you. He was saluting you as kin, and requesting some kind of acknowledgement as family. But you're under no obligation to. This is entirely your feelings to act.
Okay. With that, you watch the large kind of bony, frilled back of the neck that this thing has kind of bow forward.
It's the best day of my life. And Richard just goes like kind of catatonic, just kind of weeping.
I just pat Richard on the back. Dad, it's okay.
Like you cannot communicate with Richard for the next like minute. He's just like, I knew it, I knew it, and that's it.
I said, Alina said, that was very kind of you. You made a very highly strung man very happy.
I'm glad to have helped.
Is there any way we can help you? You seem so lost.
I don't know where I am. I don't know who I am. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know what I do.
Well, I mean, as to who you are, well, I don't know that on an individual level, but it says here that you are a Triceratops, a member of the ceratopsid family, an ornithischian herbivore, of the Cretaceous. Apparently you get quite big. That's nice.
This raises interesting questions because the delineation between like geological areas in our real world is tied to specific global events. So if this is happening in a different world, was there also like a KPT in this world?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just worlds stacked on worlds and the same things happen.
Yeah, that meteor just don't miss.
Yeah, it's one of the main canon events.
Yeah.
Like you can have all sorts of magic and dragon people and stuff, but there's always a meteor 65 million years ago.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know what. I tried to say hello to people and they started hitting me with things and screaming and running, and you're the first that have just stopped and had a conversation with me.
Well, people are sometimes scared of what they don't know. And also, can we just say that I'm translating what this thing says for the other two?
I'm going to cast tongues on it.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Okay.
Well, you do that Triceratops in your own time.
It's a baby.
It's 65 million years old.
Yeah.
It can understand any spoken language it hears. Moreover, when the target speaks, any creature that knows at least one language and can hear the target understands what it says.
Perfect.
You can now all speak to it.
So, what are you looking for? I mean,
purpose, something to help with. What are you here for? Why are you here if everyone else left?
We're here to try and get to the bottom of what happened, and we're completely honest. Get to the gift shop.
And to teach you your true nature, which I'm so glad we all agreed on. Sorry, Clive.
Well, I guess that lecture is coming later.
Yes, I'll save it for the victory party.
Do you have a name?
I've never had a name before. Would you like to give me one?
I messaged Sunstone. I'm like, maybe we don't want to give this thing a name. If we're gonna take that orb and deanimate it, might make it a bit difficult.
Wait, do I get to reply on that?
Yes.
Just like, but why are we doing that? Why not free it? Let it live.
Interesting. Well, it might start reanimating everything nearby.
Isn't that just life?
Damn.
Got me there. Been a long time since Clive Sediment smoked. But yeah, that makes sense. Would you like to come with us then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Come with us.
Are you continuing on to the museum?
For a little way. We did want to swing by the gift shop. Apparently there's a member of staff trapped in there. And you know, they're already so underpaid and overworked. It feels cruel to leave them trapped in the gift shop.
What is a gift shop?
Well, do you like tiny, shiny stones? Or small models of things that look like you?
I don't know. Maybe I do. I like the stone that one has.
I just like get out. It's like here's a rose quartz for you.
Oh, I don't have anywhere to put it. Can you hold on to it, and I'll
Okay.
maybe I'll find something in the gift shop to put
Maybe
my things
maybe
in.
that can be your name. Would you like to be Rose Quartz?
Rose Quartz.
That's a very sweet name.
Yeah, I'm Rose Quartz.
Well, let's go to the gift shop and get you a little backpack or something.
Quite.
A tote bag, maybe. I've heard that those are nice.
We could like hang it off one of your horns.
If there's one thing I know about museums, is that they are swimming in tote bags.
Before you move on, they'll be like, you do need to be careful about Terrence up ahead, though.
Oh, so someone around here has a name?
Yeah, he was very, very clear that, well, they named him, and he's kept that name. He's not very nice.
Would this be the fellow with the large head and the small arms, and the big thighs?
He does have very small arms, doesn't he? It's very odd.
Comical.
How does he scratch his back?
With
Maybe
great
that's
difficulty.
why he's so angry.
Maybe I'm misjudging him. Maybe he just needs a good scratching.
Does he have bone? Is he bones or is he flesh?
He seems somewhere in between.
Oh, interesting.
Flesh.
Oh. gonna be clipping that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna need a clip of Blesh.
Interesting, Blesh.
Okay, well, you might want to stay behind us if we're going to go and see Terrence. If he sounds as grumpy and ill-tempered as you say, we wouldn't want your disintegration on our conscience.
Is that
plaster is awfully fragile?
No, he won't do that, will he?
I don't know. Well, not if we have anything to do about it. Ha!
Just in case, take this, and I just give this baby Triceratops a small knife.
Wait, so now it has 3 horns and a knife.
And a knife.
Yeah.
Is it holding the knife sideways in its beak?
It seems so.
Yeah, it would have to be sideways in the beak. Yeah.
So it's like that.
I've never had a knife before. I'm having lots of new experiences today.
You might not want to carry that around outside. Even children with knives, they can end up being put into the carceral system, and then you find it hard to get out of that cycle. And maybe just
I'll take it back before we go, but just in case you need it in the meantime.
Okay, you all seem very responsible.
Aha. Quite.
From the mouths of babes.
Yeah.
So before we go into before we proceed forwards towards Terence and the gift shop, I'm gonna turn to Richard and Sunstone and say, and Rose as well, and say, you know what? I've been on a lot of holidays. I've been to Calensham, the Sword Coast, Icewind Dale, the Underdark, the World's Edge Mountains, Croydon. And this has got to be by far the most thrilling holiday I've had so far. Thank you. Thank you both. Thank you, Rose. And I'm going to bardically inspire all three of them.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I feel like you have very specifically ranked them.
With Croydon at the top.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you have a spreadsheet somewhere.
Also, while I was listing those holidays, I was obviously showing photos.
Yes.
Do you have like one of those little books where you like stamp them when you've been to any place? It's just like a little guy who is, I've been to Arm.
But like, or it's more like it's like a kind of travel book of the world, but it's got like those little plastic like pockets in to put printed photos into. The ones the plastic pockets, they're a bit too glossy, and so if you don't hold it at the right angle, you can't see shit.
Yeah, the glare.
Yeah.
As a former Croydon resident, I must say the town does have quite a storied history. But let's move on.
Rose is very happy to hear this, like about Croydon.
Do you want to go to Croydon when we're done?
Maybe I'll move to Croydon. It sounds lovely.
There's room for all sorts in Croydon.
I don't even know what that means, but something.
You gotta go, man. You'll get it.
With the
Croydon's
pictures,
a state of mind.
Yeah.
With the pictures, I'm picturing they all have you in them in the exact same pose in every single one.
Like hands just like straight down by the sides.
Yeah.
Like...
I think half of them have that, and then half of them have like.
Yeah. The occasional one slips in where you've been trying to take a photo ahead, but it's just looking back at you, and you're like.
And you put them in the wallet anyway because that's the kind of guy you are.
Well, because it's still a photo of my holiday in Calensham.
You move on to the next room to where you're told Terence the Tyrannosaurus Rex exhibit would be, and the plinth on which he would stand is empty. There is nothing in this room. It is incredibly well lit, like very tastefully lit to try and accentuate some of the fossilized bones of this Tyrannosaurus Rex. The lights remain, the fossil does not.
What's the plinth made of?
It's stone. Everything in here is stone.
I go and just bask on the plinth for a bit. I've got to appreciate that. Good basking.
Under the tasteful lighting.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
I start taking pictures. Oh yes, work it.
Wait, might I get a photograph as well?
Oh, of course.
Get a group photo of all of us.
Oh, let's do selfie.
Yeah.
Oh yes. So I pull out. I actually do have. Clive has a selfie stick.
Obviously.
And
is it just a stick?
No. It's like it's actually his. It's an important piece of his adventuring gear, but it's like a telescopic thing.
This is what the 10-foot pole is in the inventory for.
It's a really long selfie stick.
Yeah.
Significantly longer than the gnome holding it.
Yeah.
And so kind of holding it out, trying to get all of us in frame, but like I have -1 to strength, and so it's kind of wobbling a little bit.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, you managed to get yourselves a lovely selfie with all of you in it, including
Yeah, that's a
Rose.
29 performance check. So
Dang.
that is
Hell
an
yeah.
incredible. I look incredible.
Oh my gosh, shall we all roll performance checks to
Yeah.
see how good we're looking
Let's
at
do
pictures?
it.
That is
Let's do
funny.
it.
I have minus
I
2
got,
to
I got
performance.
19 plus 10.
I
Also,
got a natural 1.
I think maybe Sunstone is basking the wrong way round.
Or I just like mid-licking my eyeball.
And we
in
now
the
know
photo.
what a lizard's asshole looks like.
Yeah. I got a 14. I think Richard, like, it looks okay, but like he's just blinked and his eyes are just opening again. So,
But I
he
think
looks too
Richard has a
close.
really genuine smile on his face because he's so happy at having confirmed that
Yes,
dinosaurs are dragons.
absolutely.
Also, a little retrospective science fact,
Okay.
just in case we need a D8 for this fight. So people often, if you're kind of doodling or just drawing from memory or from imagination, will often draw pterosaurs, the first guys we met, with the same wings as bats, because you think fleshy wings, without feathers, and you've got the fingers become the ribs of the wing, and then in between, and there's a little thumb at the top. That's how bats' wings work. But actually, pterosaurs' wings don't have those middle ribs, and in fact, the front of the wing is the little finger that's got really long, and they have these weird little hand-looking things at the kind of corner of the wing, which is the rest of their little fingers.
Ooh.
Have you ever seen like the early attempts at reconstructing pterosaurs from like in scientific illustrations where they're like, it's like I have no fucking idea how this goes together, and some of them have like the ends of their fingers connecting back down to their pelvis and stuff, so they've
Oh.
got like hoops.
Oh, jeez.
Amazing. early paleontological reconstructions are wild. But then, like, if you look at stuff from the Cambrian explosion, so a different period of time entirely, but like that was a period after a big mass extinction when life got real creative in its body forms. So
that
stuff
just
does get
generally
weird.
is weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
evolution just went, fuck it, we'll try it, and we'll see. Hi, Catherine, in the chat. The perfect time for you to come in and hear pterosaur facts as someone who does work within evolutionary research. Hello. Take a D8 for that as well. You've seen that the plinth is empty. We've done our performance checks. You've got your photographs.
Mm-hmm.
The next place to be heading to is the gift shop.
Oh, yeah.
Can we see any signs of like a large beast having moved in a certain direction? Are there any like broken lintels of door frames or these big scratch marks in the floor?
Would you like
Or
to
footsteps?
make a survival check?
Yeah.
Sure. Well, that's a +0. What could go wrong?
5. Richard, were you doing one as well?
Yeah, I got 18.
Hey.
Okay. Clive looks up, thinking big dinosaur. Richard looks down and sees Bigfoot.
To be fair, Clive spends a lot of time looking up.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
What's a
That's
habit?
fair. So yeah, you do notice that there are very, very large footprints with 3 big toes moving in the direction of the gift shop.
Maybe
I believe Terence is shopping.
maybe he's after gastroliths.
Could well be, Sunstone. Could well be. I like the way you think. Are we
Okay.
ready to rumble?
As with any good visit to a museum, let's go to the gift shop.
You head on through these huge big double doors, and you see inside here shelving units filled with plush toys. We've got the stones that Sunstone is looking for. There are so many bookmarks. You've never seen as many bookmarks on a shelf in this room. There are
More bookmarks than books.
yeah, absolutely. Sticks of rock, like rock candy, and then just sticks of rock. on little shelves. Things are scattered all over the floor. As you're looking around to see, you can see just the top of a little like head behind the cashier desk, like some floppy hair that's just kind of like shaking around. And as you kind of pan round looking left, you just see this 25-foot tall figure fighting with another one of these pterosaurs that's flying around. This is Terence and a pterosaur in this room. So you see the T-Rex is fighting alongside, just like trying to like grab at this pterosaur. Clive, you will hear it like just shouting loudly, like, "Out of that fucking shop! It's all overpriced. Why are you here?" And then we'll lunge out at the pterosaur, grab it between its jaws, shake it to the ground, and then hear you gasp and clock eyes with you.
Greetings.
I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself.
Okay, invisibility.
I go click click and then shoot.
Greetings. Richard, anything you do immediately?
No, he's just in shock, in awe, just looking up. Like, damn, that's a big dinosaur.
Okay, with the greetings, you just hear, fresh meat. And initiative, please, as you hear shouting from the other side of the room, this young man's voice going, "Please help me! I didn't know that they were going to do this!" As there's someone hiding behind the cashier's desk. So, yeah.
I am completely envisaging the main gift shop at the London Natural History Museum for this fight. I can see the cash desk. I can see where the bookmarks are.
I'm
See,
sorry
I'm
to be
picturing
doing
it, but
this
as
to
of
you.
like 1995, which is.
Ooh,
That
what's that?
T-Rex moving.
That's an owl bear.
Oh, is this another Baldur's Gate?
Yeah, I've
Got
just
you, got
you.
ripped it straight from the game.
Cool.
Fair enough, man.
So what I need to do is add in a gnome who's going to be further back here. We'll have the Dragonborn back here. And our lizard folk. And also I need to now add in a Triceratops, which I didn't think I was going to have to do.
A baby Triceratops.
A
So
baby
I guess that's,
Triceratops.
probably like, what, medium?
I mean, it's just a dragon, so there should be below to those, right?
I can
Dungeons and Triceratops.
Yeah.
Tombs
Or
and
like-
Triceratops.
Hmm?
Tombs and Triceratops.
Ah, yes.
That's good.
Okay.
So another dinosaur fact. I know I'll save it for when I use this nerd dice. Actually, I need another one.
Nice.
Right. What did we all roll?
90.
Oh, I forgot.
4.
Um,
The Thurloway School of Initiative.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, a 4.
A 4 as well. Okay. Who has
Yeah,
the higher
yeah.
dexterity out of the two of you?
I have a +2.
Yeah, that's higher.
Okay, so it's going to be Clive first, and then Richard. Sunstone, you got 19.
Yep.
Let's just get that into the right order, which means you go first with a 19.
Okay, so I understand that it's attacking us at this point, I assume.
It is hungry. It wants some food.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just stay back, Rose Quartz. We'll handle this.
And
then I turn to.
No, I'm not going forward.
And then I turn to the T-Rex and say, "Blessings of the sun be upon you," and cast Fireball.
Yep, absolutely. Fireball is T-Rex.
So that is a nice dex save, please.
14.
That is exactly what it needed to make, so it saves it for half. But that got a very good roll. So that's 35 halved to 17 or 18. I can't remember if we roll up or down.
I'll be rolling up for this. Sorry, what was the number to be halved?
35.
35, so that would be 18 that it will take. Do math, Sam. What is that? Okay, perfect. Anything else?
And I am going to slightly. Let's just see. I didn't actually check if I've got any useful bonus actions. I can't cast 2-level spells in a turn, can I? So I'm just going to like step in front of the others, not like approach it, but just so I'm the first one it comes to.
Okay. You're gonna move yourself. That's fine. I'll get you moved over. So just in front of the other two, anywhere specific that you want to be, or
sort of. I would say just next to. If we draw a line between Clive and the T-Rex, just like the first square past Clive.
there?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. And is that you? Is there anything else?
That's my goal.
Okay. That brings us to the T-Rex, who is going to use all of its movement to move right up on you. So you watch as this T-Rex runs quite a distance and is right in front of our little lizard friend and is going to make a bite attack against you. So that is going to be a 12 to hit. That rolled like shit. Does a 12 hit?
Nope.
Okay. It is just gonna like look you directly in the eyes, and you'll hear it just be like, "Mine, eat." And that brings us to Richard.
Cool. So how far away is Richard from the T-Rex?
You're quite close now because it's right up on
Like
you. You're
25
gonna
feet,
be,
isn't it?
yeah, it's gonna be about
I'm
20 feet.
just
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna reduce the dinosaur again. Cast
Okay.
reduce on it. 15 Constitution save.
Con save. That is that's a 20. Sorry, a dirty 20.
Oh well.
It fails.
Okay, no problem. Then what I'm gonna do is run away 30 feet
Okay.
backwards. And that's my turn.
5, 10, 15, 20, 20. Right, you can be all the way back here, back at the entrance to this room.
Yay.
Clive, you're
Sorry,
up
guys.
next.
So when I made Clive, I made him full of flavor, lots of stuff like hypnotic pattern, phantasmal force, sleep, all the kind of boring paralysis, hypnosis stuff. I didn't stack him with a lot of damage dealing spells. So I'm invisible. So what I might do is scooch around the side of the T-Rex and I'll get out my selfie stick. And you lot can't see because I'm invisible, but the end of the selfie stick is actually sharpened into a point. And so with my rapier, I'm going to stab this T-Rex.
Okay, you stab the T-Rex, of course. I'm going to move you to around.
Nat 20!
Amazing.
I got a
Amazing.
19 and a 20 with advantage, so nice.
Okay, you stab
So
that
that's gonna be
T-Rex.
2d8. Where are my d8s? 8 plus 2. That's going to be 10 points of piercing damage. Does this thing seem like it's like undead, or is it like a beast, or is
it
construct?
is somewhere between alive and dead. So I would say,
Okay.
like you're looking at something that is fossil and flesh. It is a kind of not quite zombie, but it is a horrible looking like. What did we call it? What was the word you used?
Blesh, I believe.
Blesh.
Blesh.
Yeah. Okay. And everyone's okay for hit points. So yeah, I'm going to I will stay where I Yeah. I'm going to run away.
You're gonna run away.
Yes. I'm going to run away because I'm a coward. Yeah, I'm gonna run away.
Okay. What direction are you going?
East.
Okay. So you used about 15 feet to get there. So do you
I've got
have
10 feet left. Yeah.
Does your remind me about
My invisibility is gone.
It's gone. So
Yeah.
you will take an attack of opportunity.
This might not have been wise,
do
but
that.
it's what the coward Clive would have done.
It rolled a 25.
Oh, that actually doesn't hit.
I had to I kind of blue screened for a minute there. I'm like, wait, what? What?
This is how you get into your DM's head.
Don't do that.
The bluffing.
You got to shake their confidence.
Yeah. I feel you rolled pretty hard deception there, though. I feel like someone's rattled.
You take 35 points of piercing damage.
What the fudgesicle?
I rolled incredibly well.
Okay, well, I'm still up.
Wow.
Just about. Yeah, Clive went from being appearing out of invisibility, haha, stabbing this thing really expertly, apparently, with a sharpened selfie stick, doing a negligible amount of damage, and then trying to dart away and just gets absolutely fucking sideswiped with its tail or something, and just knocked the fuck down.
He really
Stands
fucked
up,
around
just
and found
blood
out.
pouring from his nose, his eyes, his mouth, his ears. He's clearly concussed. Both of his eyes are moving in different directions. One arm is at a weird angle. Everything.
As a small humanoid as well, its bite attack grapples you, so you are now in its jaws. Which means it can't bite anyone else whilst it's doing that.
Oh, my plan is working perfectly. Oh dear.
That brings
I knew this
us
was a bad idea.
to Rose's turn. And Rose is going to see the new friend who contacted her for the first time be taken into the jaws of Terence the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and will run up towards the T-Rex and is going to make a gore attack against it. And
if this is an Al Gore attack, then that will actually overlap and synergize quite well with Clive's boringness, because Clive and Al Gore are from the very same college of bards. People who can make a very compelling and interesting and important topic just so fucking boring.
That will hit. It rolled a 19. So Rose will be like, "No, my friend, you fuck!" And then Gore and
in my head, Rose does have a Scottish accent.
Yeah. Exactly. 26 points of piercing damage.
Nice.
So yeah, that's a pretty good attack on her account. And that
also,
brings us...
is the T-Rex still shrunk?
Yes. It is.
So I'm a tiny little gnome
and a small T-Rex
in a small T-Rex's mouth. So it's kind of like a human in a normal T-Rex's mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
A Tyrannonoman. No, a turducken, but with a gnome and a T-Rex.
Brings us back to the top of the round, and Sunstone is your turn.
James Bond moment.
Yeah. I am going to use, in an effort to get it to, can it make a con save, please?
Mm-hmm. That is an 8.
Okay, so that's a fail. I am using Channel Divinity Radiance of the Dawn.
Oh, such a good ability, that.
Yep. So it will take 2d10 plus 5. Effect of d10 at least. That's 1, 2. Not bad roll. So that is 17 plus 5, so 20 damage. As my action. And then as my bonus action, I will cast a second level healing word on Clive.
Thank you.
You hear muffled from the jaws.
For 8 healing.
Well, it's more like the gargle of blood in my lungs. So eight. Sorry, 8. You said.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry.
I will tell you with that attack, it is now bloodied. So
cool.
it's kind of halfway there. It now, well, that's your full turn done.
Yeah, I'm just going to stay where I am.
Okay. It is now back to the T-Rex. It's going to continue to hold you in its mouth, Clive, and then kind of swipe with its tail to try and hit Sunstone. So that is going to be a natural 1. So it is just going to completely swipe, like, round towards you, completely miss, hit more shelving units over. You just hear a small, like, toy on the ground start to just make noise and run around in circles. And it is going to become really fucking annoying. But yeah.
Is that because it's being animated by the orb, or just because that's what it does normally?
Would you like to make an Arcana check?
16.
This is just what it does normally.
Okay.
This is just like a small kind of mechanical thing that is kind of clapping a bell and running around in circles. Richard, it is over to you.
Richard is going to cast Fireball. It's a 15 Dex save.
Presumably in a way that doesn't hit all of us.
No, because I'm an evocation wizard.
So you
So
can choose not to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 3rd level, so you're all safe. It's just the big Dino.
I saw both on Alex and Killu's face. They're just like, wait, what?
I did actually think this out in advance.
When the wizard says I cast Fireball, it's always a bit of a.
All of my friends.
Yeah, you go ahead and roll your damage dice.
Yes, indeedy. 24.
Okay, it failed, so it takes that full 24. As you launch off a fireball, hitting it in its kind of fleshy big thighs. You watch as the flames kind of meld around its face, avoiding the small gnome trapped in its jaws. The lizard folk just seems to be encapsulated in magic that stops it being burned. And Rose is just like, oh, that's interesting. That's odd and different and new. It's done a lot of damage. That brings us to Clive. You are grappled.
Yeah, 2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
One, how does it smell?
So it's a strange, kind of like rabbit, you know, like as though like there's been some.
So like iguana.
Yeah, a little bit like iguana. Yeah. So you kind of smell that kind of singed flesh of this weird blessed.
Okay. So still very badly hurt, but kind of somehow slightly peckish. Sorry, I zoned out because I was reading my spells. You said something about a little clockwork thing.
Yes, a toy got knocked over by its tail, and there's just a clockwork toy that's making noise on the ground.
Oh, okay. So it's not something that's like arrived.
No,
right.
No.
Cool. From inside the mouth, I'm gonna first of all, I'm gonna say, come on, Clive, you've got through worse than this, or you haven't, but you got to get through this because otherwise, how will everybody at home know how many teeth the Tyrannosaur has? And so I'm gonna healing word myself.
Mm-hmm.
Every hit point counts. 7 more hit points. And then for my action, I'm gonna cantrip. I'm gonna use Vicious Mockery. So again,
Okay.
from the inside of the T-Rex's mouth,
Yep.
you hear, "Well, you know what they say about dinosaurs with small hands?"
Whatever the saving throw was for that, it fails because it rolled a 4 on die.
Sweet. I don't even finish the joke, partly because Clive is not funny enough for a punchline, but partly also because it really sits deeper in the victim's mind if they come up with a punchline.
Or
Yep.
is it that you literally just tell them the fact about what they say about dinosaurs with small?
Yeah, I start explaining what people say about dinosaurs with small
Some
hands
people
and
think,
how,
"Oh,
and
is
yeah,
this?"
and it goes on so long that causes 2d4 psychic damage. So that's only 4 points of damage, but it means it will have disadvantage on its next attack as well.
Perfect.
Nice.
It's also sad. That's your turn.
Is it sad enough to lose its appetite?
Not quite.
Or is it going to comfort eat?
Yeah.
It comes back round to Rose, who again is going to do another attack against it. That's a natural 20 from Rose.
You go, girl.
She's learning a lot about herself today. So that is going to be. Where have these dice gone? They've just vanished. It's these. That's the wrong thing I'm looking at. Yeah, these ones. Yeah. Right. So, Rose, this Triceratops who has only come into existence in the past 2 hours, who doesn't know the purpose that she has in life, and is slowly beginning to realize that perhaps what she really just needs is a friend. And as soon as she's realized that, the closest friend she has in the world is swallowed by a T-Rex, and she will not stand for that. So she gets up close and rears down, and she looks as though she's going to make a gore attack, but in fact what you see is her come down with a knife that is in her mouth. As she does 60 points of piercing damage with a natural 20 and fucking kills Terence the T-Rex. He is...
I like to imagine there's like an anime slice across the screen.
Yeah.
Like
it's just like she manages to, because he's now smaller, reach up towards his throat, and it's just like a small, like, fast slice straight across. And you watch as the kind of like one eye that is actually there of this T-Rex kind of starts to roll into the back of its head as it falls to the ground. Its jaws opening wide. Clive comes tumbling out, and Terence is no more.
Damn, that's a beautiful way to end the combat on the International Day of Women and Girls in STEM. Because we're both slayed, literally.
You watch as this Tyrannosaurus falls to the ground. Rose drops the knife. You hear the shout from behind the cash desk going, "Is it safe to come out yet? Can I come out?"
What do you feel in your heart?
It doesn't seem like you're gonna hurt me. You're not. Well, there is a dinosaur, but it looks as though it was fighting the other dinosaurs and it has a knife.
Rose is fine. She's lovely.
Yeah,
I'm very nice. Don't worry about me. That dinosaur can talk. What's going on? And you'll just see like this kind of small, human man, is not a member of staff. He is just like a very, very, very into dinosaurs man. Will come out. He's got a backpack on that's got like a Triceratops shape on the back of it. He's got like a notebook, but he's been drawing inside like images of dinosaurs. And he's got like a little lapel badge that is a picture of his cat that is Tyrannosaurus Paw. He's like, You helped. How did you know? What? You came to save me. That's so nice.
Yes, to save you. Yes.
He's gonna roll
Who is this?
Sometimes
Who is this? Did anyone? Was he with us?
I'm
I think this is Samson.
I'm Samson.
Oh, I see. I see.
Sir,
Yes.
Sir David sent us on a noble quest to rescue you specifically. Yes.
Yeah.
Big Dave knows who I am. Oh my god. Best day ever. How do we get out?
Yes.
Are we getting out of here?
Very. Yep.
Yes, my boy.
We might need to scurry our way past a couple of the exhibits.
I mean,
What can we exit?
Oh
through
no,
the
he
gift
doesn't. He
shop?
doesn't work here, does he? No. So I was just
No,
going to
it
say,
doesn't work
have
here,
it.
no.
Yeah, is there an exit through the gift shop? That is tradition.
He will point round and there's just like a green sign. Yeah, go that way. I didn't want to move because fucking T-Rex. And
Exit. Now that is a healing word. Let's go.
Wait. And I just go grab as like an armful of tumblestones.
And before we go, I put a hand on his shoulder and go, "Not a T-Rex, my boy, a dragon."
Yeah.
oh my! I don't know the look. I mean, is that why it was somewhere between? Like, was that a Dracolich or something, halfway between bone and flesh? And
yes,
aren't we all halfway between bone and flesh?
Flesh.
Yes,
yeah.
we are all flesh.
Don't worry, young man. We'll tell you all about it when we get outside. We've got pictures and everything.
Yeah.
And there's kind of a back view of the four of us, and like Rose has like a tote bag full of like slowly starting to animate plushies that are hanging off her horns.
do you think they'll accept me on the outside? I don't think I'm meant to be there. What if they take my orb away?
I think we need to go to Croydon.
Yes, we can hide out there. I had a wonderful holiday there.
Croydon takes all sorts, you said earlier, I think.
I did. I meant it. There's room for everyone.
You head on out through the fire escape, back out into the mid-afternoon sun. You've not been in here very long, and you can see that the cart in which Sir David was sitting is trundling off now. He's like inside it, still ranting and raving. You see the crowds are all watching. They don't really notice you come out. It is just a little like non-assuming exit. But you do see an orc with a beret just kind of wave over to you. Right, you did it. And he's not going to say anything because he realizes you have a dinosaur with you, and it's probably not the best time to cause another panic. And you can slip off with Rose Quartz in tow.
She's brand new to this world. Clive wants to tell everyone about everything in the whole world.
Yeah.
This is perfect.
As we walk off into the sunset, like I'm animatedly like just neurodivergent Wikipedia blurting, and like going a little bit too fast through all of the photos just because I want to show all of them to her, but still somehow super fucking boring.
And
but she doesn't know entertainment.
This is for her. This is the best day ever. She's really enjoying it.
I mean, out of one day.
Yeah, exactly.
It's also the worst day ever.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, to be fair, she's been through a lot.
Yeah, so true.
And that's what will bring this one shot to an end. Folks, thank you so much for playing on this one shot that was made just a few hours ago because we didn't know we were going to be doing it. This has been a lot of really stupid fun. I love all three of these characters, and as I say, I want to see them in a longer game.
And honestly, this has gone smoother than a lot of the most meticulously planned one shots that we've done on this channel.
The power of this book. No, that was that book was a framework for a lot of shit. This has been a lot of fun, guys. Thank you so much for playing this game.
Thank you for putting it together.
And thank you,
Clive
folks
and
at
Richard
home.
would have the worst podcast ever.
Oh no! Oh, they really fucking would.
Opinionated and boring.
Yeah.
That's the title.
It'd be like Rory Stewart and Alistair Campbell. It would be like that.
It's like Alistair Campbell and Joe Rogan or something.
Oh God, no.
Oh, let's not speak those things into being. Let's
No.
just
No.
Sunstone is just smoking something in the back in the corner. It just doesn't say anything the whole time.
Folks, we will be back again next Sunday. Hopefully back with Witness to Ruin as we return to Solor. Our 4 teenage characters were in the middle of being mugged on the river. As
Oh
people
yeah,
tried to
by
steal
fish
stuff
folk.
from us. We'll see exactly what happened then. I'm sure nothing bad will happen at all. But please do check it out. Please do go and find us on social media if you don't already follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, Sci and Sorcery. You'll find details there about everything that's coming up with us. If you've enjoyed what you've seen from the folks who are watching, thank you so much. Please do hit follow if you would like to. And otherwise, we will see you very soon for more nonsense just like this. But otherwise, take care and enjoy the rest of your evening. Goodbye.
Bye.